I'm gonna try this jerk chicken rasta pasta from my girl Moni Menu on her YouTube channel.
This recipe I actually got from Moni Menu. You guys have to check her out. Her cooking is phenomenal. Every time I try one of her recipes, Emmanuel and me just grub out. It's so yum.
Name is, let me find it. The name of her channel is Moni Menu, and she cooks some blackened salmon with sauteed shrimp and bacon.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hey Moni family, welcome back to my channel.
At the tone, please record your voice message.
Please heal my God, mommy. Jesus, thank you. Amen. All right.
Hey guys, it's Monica. You see my face because I know you guys know my hands. But I'm Monica from Moni Menu, and I cook. My channel is based off of cooking, and it's crazy because I started off, I've been cooking, like cooking runs in my family, but I started like cooking a lot because of COVID, and we couldn't do anything, so I decided to like film myself cooking just for fun to see. I don't know, it just was a thing. So in March of 2020, right when COVID hit, we were in the house not doing nothing, and I was bored, and I was like, you know what, because at that point I think I had like 100 subscribers, so I'm like, just in my mind, if I really like it become consistent with me posting videos, like people really might start liking my channel, and I might get 1,000 subscribers. I literally was shooting for 1,000 subscribers. It's crazy. Like, you should dream big. Do not limit yourself. I thought me having 1,000 subscribers was just like a phenomenal goal. So I was consistent, and at that point I told myself, you're going to post at least 2 to 3 times a week, and you're just going to be different from everyone else, and you're going to be yourself. I don't want no script. I don't want, just talk. Just explain to these people to the best of your abilities how to do it, but do it raw. From when I really became consistent with my posting, uploading videos, pictures on Instagram, I was really consistent, and it started to pay off. My blackened salmon video really took off. I mean, people really just like that video, and it's crazy because I've been making that same dish for like 7 years, and what people don't know is I don't like salmon that much, so I had to like jazz it up to make it taste good. So that's why I made the sauce. And so when that took off, I remember I was just so excited because I went from like 100 subscribers to like 800 subscribers, and I was like, I'm almost at my 1,000 goal. Boom, I'm about to be set. And then something happened in my life where everything changed. And on August 4th, 2020, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. July 11th, 2020. I'm gonna speak YouTube videos so it can really make sense to my YouTube family, and you can understand my journey. So when I was actually filming the rum chata banana pudding video, I filmed those. You guys can watch that after you watch this video. And I filmed it, and I felt perfectly fine. After I finished filming, and I was like, I'm gonna edit the video later, I got in the shower, and when I was in the shower, I had what I can explain, what was like an out-of-body experience. I can't explain it. It literally was like something was disconnected, like my brain disconnected from my body. One of the most scariest moments of my life. And I remember when I was in the shower, I kind of just like stood back because I didn't know what was going on. Like it lasted for maybe about 10 seconds. Fast forward, I was fine, went along with my day. It happened again when I was driving in the car, maybe about 2 hours later. It only lasted for about 5 seconds. And I was like, well, maybe I overworked myself. I hadn't eaten that day. Maybe I just was running around. Because when I'm filming my videos, I'm like all over the kitchen, sweating hot, just like moving, trying to make sure stuff is perfect. So I was like, maybe I overworked myself. But this is kind of strange. I'm going to call the doctor. I called the doctor. The doctor was like, oh, you probably have carpal tunnel. Order you a brace. Because I work from home, you're probably like not typing right. And I was like, yeah, I have horrible posture. So I'm like, okay, charge it off to that. Then it started to get worse. I called the doctor again and was like, it's getting worse, it's getting worse. And the doctor was like, oh, you probably have a pinched nerve. And she was like, I'm gonna send you some exercises. No, I'm gonna send you some stuff to help it, like things I can do. So I'm looking up like, what do you do for a pinched nerve? And they're like, put heat on your neck and stuff. And so I'm doing this, not knowing what I was experiencing was my first MS symptom. And I'm putting heat on my body. I'm talking hot, like burning, like hot water on with a rag on my neck, which was making it so much worse. But in my head, I thought it was making it better because that's what we said online to do. Put hot compressant on your neck for a pinched nerve. So I'm sitting at the table, and if I didn't move, I was perfectly fine. When I sat still I was watching P-Valley, and I was sitting still for the whole episode. When I got up I wanted to reheat up my rag. I got up, and when I got to the sink, I remember my whole right side just caving in. I thought I was having a stroke. It was one of the most scariest moments of my life. Cause all I can do was cave in with it. And I just like lost control of I was aware. I was in my right mind, but I could not control my body. So it was weird. So at that moment, I was like, hospital now, let's go. No more questions. Tired of these doctors telling me I got a pinched nerve. I got this. And it's time to go to the hospital. Flying to the hospital. And I remember getting out the car, and I was so scared. And my mom, I was holding on to her, and she said, because I was like, Mom, I'm scared. And she's like, no need to be scared. You need to call on God. And when she said that, it stopped for a minute. This is why I don't like talking about it.
Get ready, kids. Get ready. Get to bed and go, Mommy. I hope you feel better soon.
Where was I though in my story?
So your mom asked you to?
Yes, she asked me to call on God. And the spasm stopped for a moment. But I really thought I was going to die. That's how they felt. It felt, I'm not even going to describe how it felt. Those of you with MS, you guys know, is no joke. No joke. But pretty much, we got to the hospital. I explained to the doctors, we went to the emergency room actually. I explained to the doctors what was going on. They immediately was like, let's do are you pregnant? Blood test, but you know what? We're gonna do an MRI on you because we don't like what you're saying pretty much. So then they were like, at first, no big deal. We did the MRI and they were like, okay, we're gonna figure out what's going on. Then At first it was perfectly fine. Like, they made me feel okay. I was about to go home. Next thing you know, the doctor came in the room and she was like, we think you have something called multiple sclerosis because we found 3 lesions on your brain. And I remember shaking so badly, like shaking. And I was like, what you just say? Like, what is that? I don't know what that is. Explain to me. So she kind of wasn't the best explainer. And that's okay. It was overnight. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning when she came in my room. So I do understand that. But you don't just come in a room and just be like, oh, you have multiple sclerosis, and not think that I'm not going to ask a lot of questions. I mean, I called my mom, and my mom was like, put the doctor on the phone. What is this? And my mom kind of scared me because she was like, you're going to end up in a wheelchair. And I'm like, oh my God, what? Like, it was not okay. So, they were like, okay, we think it's this. We're going to transfer you to a hospital. And now we're like, wait a minute, what? I don't ever want to see a hospital again. I had so many tests. Them nurses and doctors were coming in there all throughout the night, all throughout the day, poking me, prodding me. I had to get a spinal tap. It was so uncomfortable. I just remember, like, I never cried in there though. I do remember the nurses coming in there like, you're like, your spirit is just like so uplifting. You just like, every time we come in there, you just like, okay, what you guys got to do now? But in my head, I was screaming, I was crying, but I knew I had to be strong. I don't like for people to see me weak. So while I was in there, I actually edited the RumChata banana pudding video. So if you go back and listen to that video, I was in the hospital getting all these tests done. And I uploaded it in the hospital. And which was crazy when you think about it, because that was like a crazy time. But that was the only way to keep me uplifted during that time. I didn't have anybody to talk to outside of when people was calling me on the phone. I don't watch a lot of TV, so it was, all I could do was turn to YouTube. So at that point, I knew YouTube was gonna be my therapy, if that makes sense, or something that I can lean on to like keep my mind occupied. So with my symptoms are spasms, and I have tingling my thumb and my index finger. They have, it's like a tingle sensation, but I don't know, like, it was scary. It was scary to say the least. The symptoms after I got out of the hospital lasted for about a week. And I actually started recording it in my phone, how many symptoms I was having a day, to report it back to my doctor. Because again, they didn't officially diagnose me with MS yet. They just said, we think it's MS. So I had set up an appointment to go to the doctor that next month. So I was like, I want to make sure I'm letting him know what my journey is like afterwards, so he can know. And so I started recording what was going on every day. And remember, my only symptoms were the spasms, and they started to affect my face. And I could feel all the nerves in my face on the right side. It felt like crawling. It was horrible feeling. It was horrible. And I noticed if I did too much during the daytime, I would pay for it at night. It was loud noises in my head. It was a lot of flashing lights when I closed my eyes. So I couldn't, I wasn't getting a lot of sleep at first, because every time I would try to sleep, I would close my eyes and I would just see all these blinking lights. And I'm like, what in the world? And then I would hear a lot of noises, like clapping, like a lot of ringing. And I was like, my room was silent. My room was pitch dark, but I was seeing and hearing things. So that was my symptoms. So I officially was diagnosed with MS on August 4th, 2020. The doctor explained that I caught my MS early, and I'm at the beginning stages of what is a mild case of MS. And of course, with MS, you don't know, like, you just have to live your life, and then that's how they'll determine like how your MS is. But right now I'm at the early stages, and MS is not curable. So right now I am on a medication called Rituximab or Rituxan, and it's pretty much I go every 6 months, and it's an infusion I get 2 weeks apart every 6 months, and it's an all-day thing. And I remember I was fine. So up until your infusion, up until my first infusion, I was diagnosed August 4th. My first infusion wasn't until December 4th. And that's because during that time, you have to get certain tests done on you. You have to get certain vaccines done. I ain't never had chicken pox, so I had to get a chicken pox vaccine. I was like, I didn't even know such thing was, the vaccines, man. I was so happy I didn't have to get the flu shot or like the COVID vaccine, because I was like, I ain't done with these vaccines. I didn't want to see a hospital again. Like, I don't want to, because if you have MS, you know, you're running back and forth to that hospital, and it's not fun. It's just not. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. But pretty much the day before my first infusion of rituximab, I went to go log in and to check in for my appointment, and it said check in, and underneath it said chemotherapy. And I was trying to figure out who was getting chemotherapy and why did it say that. And so of course I googled it and was like, what's going on? Like, am I getting chemotherapy? And it's a form of chemotherapy. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know like exactly what, and I don't know why they put chemotherapy, because some people say it's like to help with chemotherapy, then some people say it is a form of chemotherapy. So I am on that medication right now. The first time I had it, the first infusion was an all-day thing. I was in there from like 7:45, I think, and I left at like 5. And when I got home, I was pretty good. I felt pretty good. I was a little hungry, and I was fine. The next dosage, I felt like I was hit by a car. I was so wiped out. I was wiped out. I was so exhausted. And but the next day I felt better. It was just that one day I felt like I had the flu or something. And then the next day I was back. I was gaining my strength back. And now it has been about 2 months since my last infusion. And honestly, I'm one of the lucky ones. I do pretty good. Like, there are days where I literally forget I was diagnosed with MS. I don't like to say I have MS because I'm not gonna claim nothing over my life. Man said I have MS, but in my religion, I believe that God is the ultimate healer. So I can be healed from this regardless of what anybody says. So I was diagnosed with MS. The hardest part about MS is just not knowing. The fear of the unknown. I don't like to be fearful. I like to just take things head on. I like to not, I don't like to be seen as weak. That's hard. I am a very strong person. Oh.
I will be okay. I tell myself that every day. I'm too strong of a person to get knocked down, and even if I do get knocked down, I know how to climb back up. It might take me a minute, but I'm gonna be back on top, and then you gonna be like, you was sick? You kind of can't keep me down.
Okay, I'm a very strong person, and I think because this is gonna be with me for the rest of my life, I don't want to be seen as my disease. I don't want to be seen as, oh, that's the girl who got MS. She got an autoimmune disease. Can she walk? Can she? I don't want all them like stereotypes. I don't want to. I'm Monica. I am Moni Menu. I am so much more than this disease. The biggest, like, hardest thing is just not knowing what's next. I just try to live day by day, moment by moment. I like to live in the moment because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And that's just like, even if you don't have MS, if you don't have any disease, you just live in the moment because you don't know what tomorrow holds. So my plans going forward, it's so crazy. I'm a shocked person. And I kind of want you guys to go on this journey with me. And I want you to see that it's more to me than MS. I don't want you to look at me, or I don't want to be known for, oh, that's the girl who cooked who got MS. No. I am more than this autoimmune disease, and I want to show you guys more of my life. I have stuff that's coming up in the near future that I want to take you on, like the journey with me, and I'm just so excited to show you more of my life. Not too deep though, because I am still a private person. I'm a Cancer, so we like to be out, but we like to be in. We like our privacy. So not too deep, but I think it's time for me like to open up a little more. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for everything that you've been to me during this time. And I'm so excited to show you what I have in store. So just be patient with me. Stay tuned. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys are washing your hands. And I will see you guys at my next video.